Hey, Coach, first of all, congratulations on starting the season off 2-0. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit about what you guys are happy with the 2 wins and some things you also need to work on?
Two good games to play early in the season. I think both teams really did different things on film that we had to adjust to, which was nice. Coppin State being a little bit more athletic, playing with their hands a little bit more, a little bit quicker. Didn't run as much backdoor stuff and continuity offense. We got to work on our zone against Coppin State, and against Kent State, they were more of a blue-collar team. They would go back door. If you left them open, they'd hit the open shot. Needed to be pressured more. So it was good to get that kind of different flavor of teams early on for the first 2 games. We played pretty well against Kent State, I thought, as far as picking up the ball, pressuring the ball, working harder. Coppin State, I thought we didn't go 100% the whole time as far as hard as we can go. We need to be more of a pressure team. We need to get up on the ball. We need to move our hands more on defense. We need to understand about help defense and dropping more. And Kent State challenged us more in that aspect. So I was a little bit more proud of our defensive effort against Kent State. And overall, generally, I would say I'm a little bit more proud of the Kent State game also because we shot the ball poorly and we still managed to win by a large margin. And a lot of that had to do with the hustle plays. And we keep a lot of hustle stats. That's one thing we do. The hustle stats really show us who's getting on the floor, who's dropping in help, who's doubling the ball when they're supposed to, who's getting tips on defense. And we got a lot more of those, and we won by more points because of that, even shooting at a much lesser percentage.
Great. Now, you guys had a lot of scoring from a number of different players. All 3, almost 4 on Saturday's game, and then 4 in last night's game. That has to make you pretty happy that you're getting production from more than just 1 or 2 people.
Oh, of course. And that had a lot to do with, again, our mentality. We got after it on the rebounding end. We had 23 offensive rebounds last night. That was a big number. I mean, that's a big number for anybody, as opposed to 6 for them. And a lot of those offensive rebounds were putbacks and stuff like that. So spreading the ball, getting rebounds, hustling on the floor, causing turnovers led to a lot of runouts for different players, layups, easy baskets, and everybody's getting involved, and that's important. That's really important. I think this year coming in, a lot of people thought that we were just going to be a 1 or 2 man team, but we're learning the players more, the new players that are in the starting lineup now, and they're learning us more as coaches, and I think we're starting to understand how we could spread the ball and be effective.
One of those new players that you just talked about is Buscaglia. She's running the point for you guys the first 2 games, and she's kind of that spark plug for you. She's relentless on defense, causing turnovers. She had 18 points against Kent State. Can you just talk about her performance and your thoughts for her the first 2 games?
She's got a lot of talent. She's very quick. Briannica is as quick as I've ever had. When she wants to be, she could be a very tough defender on the ball. She's got to work on her off-the-ball stuff a lot. Like she has things she really has to work on defensively, but on the ball, if she really wants to get after it, she's tough. She'll steal the ball. She'll get turnovers. She'll really make it miserable for the other team's point guard to get up the floor and then run the offense. And that's what happened last night a lot against Kent State. She got up right on the point guard and really did a good job of bothering her and not letting her see the floor well. And it took them a lot longer to get into their offense, and it forced their offense further away from the basket than they wanted to be. She offensively is exciting to watch also, just because she's very quick with her handle and she can go with either hand. If she starts hitting that pull-up jump shot or that 3-point shot from the top of the key, she's really going to be a tough player to stop, just because they got to give her some room. You pick her up high and she goes by. You pick her up low, she can hit that shot. It's really gonna benefit our team. So she's been good so far. She's got some things she's really got to work on, and if we're going to be able to put the ball in her hands and trust her, she's got to do a good job of taking care of the ball at all times.
And the last player I want to talk about is Mary DeRoger. She's your lone senior. She kind of, I don't want to say quietly put up double figures in scoring the last two games, but she kind of did it just nothing flashy, nothing, sparks flying, drawing a whole lot of attention. She's just doing her thing out there. Can you just talk about her performance and how important that is to your team?
Mary is very strong inside. A lot of her baskets are very blue-collar-like baskets, getting the ball around the basket, going up strong, nothing fancy. Little short hook in the lane, put back off of miss. That's her game. So she's going to get on the floor for you. She won the hustle points the first game. She won like 3 different types of hustle points, getting on the floor and getting on loose balls really well. She's a physical presence for us. So that's the kind of player Mary is. So when she puts up 15 and 10, you really don't notice it as much because her 15 is, a putback or a little, short little hook in the lane, or, it's just not the same kind of points you're going to see from like Artemis, who's going to hit the big 3 or the step back move or the real nice pass, or April, who's going to, go off with like 6-8 straight points where she gets hot and, she starts getting herself motivated. Mary's more of a steady physical presence that's going to get those points that you need. So her role's been really good with us, Mary. I mean, her role's been, that we can count on her inside, that she's going to always make it tough for the team to post up, and they know that if someone's going to go to the basket, she's going to be willing to help. She's going to be willing to body up with them. So doing a good job so far as her senior, your only senior as far as Mary DeRozier being that physical presence.
And then lastly, Coach, you have Central Michigan coming up on Friday. Just what are you guys doing to prepare for them? You said last night after the game they're going to be a little bit tougher team, a little tougher challenge for you guys. So how are you preparing these next few days to get ready for them?
Central is the best team we faced so far from what we've seen. They only played one game, but they played against Northwestern, who was a Big Ten team and is very well coached and is definitely on the rise. Northwestern could definitely be a top 3 team in the Big Ten this year, next year, just because of how well coached they are and how his system is starting to really go into play. And Central was with them the whole time. I think Northwestern built maybe a 14-point lead at one time, and then Central come all the way back to take the lead in the second half with about 10, 12 minutes to go. So if they could be beating Northwestern with 10, 12 minutes to go, and the way they did it, which we saw on film, was no luck involved. I mean, they have players, they have athletes, they have size, they have quickness. They're tough. They put up a lot of points. Last year they were one of the highest scoring teams in the whole country. They went like 5-6 straight games of scoring 90 points or more. That's really special in women's basketball. So we're going through the films and we're trying, to look at last year what they did that's caused so much scoring. And we looked at the first game against Northwestern where they only scored 60, and we're trying to see can we be Northwestern for a day? Can we do the things they did defensively to slow down Central Michigan to hold them to 60 points? That's going to be the biggest question for us. But it's really going to start with us. It's going to start with us and our mentality. Our mentality went in the right direction last game against Kent State. Central Michigan, whether it be them or some other team that's got a lot of talent on it, we have to keep going in the right direction. And hopefully we can get this team in just 2 days of rest to have that mentality go up, because we need to raise it to another level to win this game. So I'm expecting a very, very tough game. We're going to need all the support from the fans. We're going to need all the support from the administration, from the faculty to come out and support the team and be there for us. And hopefully we'll have them ready, to run through a wall for us on Friday.
And one more before I let you go. I don't know if you know, but you were named number 9 on the top 25 mid-major women's college basketball assistants. Can you just talk about what that means to you and your career under Coach Sal and just your career here at Robert Morris?
It's a great honor. I didn't know that till just this morning. I got an email from our SID, Ken Baker. He told me that in the email that I was honored as the 9th mid-major assistant. It's very nice to see that you get the recognition for the work you've put in. There's a lot of great assistant coaches in this country. Every time I go on the road recruiting, whether it be to a junior college event or somewhere in the summer, at some AAU tournament, or even at a high school game when I run into people, a lot of people work really hard and do a good job. We've had some great players come through here. I think a lot of the recognition is probably due through the recruiting that we've done here, which we've done a good job. And it's nice to see that kind of stuff is going on a national setting. So yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that, and hopefully I can continue to live up to that kind of reputation that we've built here. And I've had a lot of help. So anybody that knows the school knows that athletics has been a priority, and they've changed a lot of things that when we first came here, and they've listened, and they've gone ahead and done some things that the old administration wouldn't have done. And there's a lot to be said for that. So I appreciate it, and I didn't do it alone.
Great, Coach, and thanks. Good luck on Friday.
Okay, thank you.